I am talking while Natty is getting blasted out. Does try to give himself a deep breath. Ultra Plus does not connect. That is going to be Cloak of Shadows with full Kingsbane. All the damage. Natty just has to go for as much healing as possible. Natty just needs to get up Natty. But that is a Kingsbane, no death mark. Time skip for Natty does not have a trinket anymore. Blush has a trinket, but no more Cloak of Shadows. So for Natty, if you're ever going to give yourself a proper chance at a rogue, now would be the best time to do it. Full dots are in. Does Blush come in with death mark? He does. Natty, there's actually an ability. I don't know if you have it. Do you? I think he did use it. I think he used an ability to remove dots. I think he does have it. I forget what's it called, but there's an ability that evokers have that just removes bleeds. And you can just remove a 2-minute cooldown of death mark with like a 1-minute CD. It is wild how good it is. I forget what's it called, but I think that's what he used just there. Because otherwise I think he would have been melted. But he does survive. Kingsbane coming back for Plush very, very soon. So I think Plush is going to wait until Kingsbane is back up and available. And at that point, I think Natty would just have to have a go. Because this is about as best as it can be, and otherwise you're just going to be multiple dots. You do have Renewing Blades, welcome up very, very soon, so you can get a lot of healing. Get this shot with the Kingsbane, that's a lot of damage. Back-to-back Kingsbane, back-to-back damage. Fire Breath out for Natty. Try to go for a knockup. Eruptions to follow. Got himself at least a damage primer. Will need some healing. Gateway? I don't know how I feel about you using gateways, but there it is. With Plush, get himself a bit of a reset behind the pillar. With Natty, trinket coming up in 30 seconds. Plush still has access to his trinket. In 30 seconds, he's going to have a cloak back up. Natty's at least able to sit down, get himself a little bit of food, a little bit of mana. I don't really know what's healing yet. Is it mana and food? Or is it just mana? I think it just might be mana and the rest is just passive regen. That or some kind of like a passive evoker regen. I'm not sure. But does have a wall. Eyes are available. Plush does not have a death mark or Kingsbane, so he's going in with a bit of a gap in between his cooldowns. Cloak very, very soon. For Natty, if you have a go right now, this would be the best time to do it. Deep breath, does connect. Plush, get it stunned. Cloak of Shadows immediately. Natty, if you have any damage to follow up afterwards, this would be the best time, I think. But Natty might just need to back up out of there. Nullified Shroud is up. If you can catch the rogue, this would be perfect. Eyes are available too. So you go for the eyes right now to find him early. This would be perfect. He has himself a knockup. He tries to go for a that's a sap though, unfortunately. Sap's out of the road to remove the shroud. Natty taking lots of damage. Kingsbane is in. Deathmark not in yet. Natty, do you use their dot removal or are you gonna wait until Kingsbane is up? Fire Breath back up. Still able to do a little bit of damage. Eruption actually just crits Plush for a bunch. And the flyby evokers are doing damage too. Eyes are up. I think Natty would have to pick up eyes. He needs info. Also, if you have rescue, if you want to rescue Elo, Lemon, Rick, or Zip, just to make sure you get a shield, you'll be good to go. Renewing Blaze? No. Well, there's a Renewing Blaze that gives you a way to heal after you take damage. But then there's, maybe I'm thinking Cauterize. It's Cauterize. Cauterize and something. Cauterize and something or just Cauterize. I don't remember. I'm gonna look it up if I can. Or, no, I'm not. I'm gonna wait until the duel is over and maybe look it up after. Cauterize and Seer, something along those lines. Full Deathmark is in. Natty, if you can remove those dots, would be huge. If you can remove the bleeds, that would be perfect. You gotta remove the bleeds. I don't think he was able to. Or was he? Knock up with the Plush with a Fire Breath right after. Runner to follow. Eruptions are gonna hit. Let's try to see if he can back up out of there. Natty got himself a bit of the renewal. Plush is out in the open. I don't know if Natty can do anything here. Does move out of the way. Time skip to get some cooldowns. That's gonna be huge potentially. Got himself a bit of shielding. Abel Mike could get interrupted. Needs a heal. Cheat death right after. Got him some tip of the spear, so that's potential lots of damage. Nullifying Shroud. Gotta catch up to the rogue. Eyes are available in case you want it. Does try to see if he can catch behind. I don't know if he was able to connect. Deep breath and since everybody but the rogue, unfortunately, is gonna back up out of there. Again, if you need to rescue another group member in order to give yourself a shield, you are allowed to do that. If you have to rescue off of somebody else, you are allowed. Garrod bypasses the shroud. Cheap shot spam out for Plush to make sure he's got the dots. Kingsbane is in play and it's over. Natty played this as best as they could, but I don't think there's a way. Cauterize and Flame, that's the one. I don't think there's a way an evoker can beat a rogue. There's just no way. Maybe as a devastation and you can catch it with like a full burst when they add a cloak, right? You gotta just get a little lucky, but there's just not a lot of ways to beat one. This is Fear flying in for Lemon, got himself images smelled by Plush and he's able to walk out of there, but he's slowed. Eyes are up. Maybe if Natty picked up eyes, maybe there would be an opportunity to like catch the rogue. Time for Lemon to roll over the lobby. Well, let's see if you can, man. Blush is no slouch either. Kidney shot, trinkets out of it. That's going to be in cap. Blush has himself an evasion in case he needs to. Cheap shot back into Lemon. Have himself evasion he can follow up with. Will need that evasion. Oh, but the problem with evasion is you cannot turn your back to the other guy at all. You have to be facing him. A lot of rogues do this to him, I notice, is they'll evasion and they'll just run away. And it's like, bro, you're basically throwing a cooldown into the bin. Like, it does nothing. Too many rogues use the evasion and they'll just churn away and they'll run away. I never understood it. I don't understand it. I guess maybe a lot of people think, oh, I'm just dodging. Maybe they should just let you evasion while having your back turned to the guy. But I feel like that wouldn't be good for PvP. Because then, like, getting behind somebody and being able to land a kidney shot like that, I mean, it's pretty satisfying. Not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Spin and cranking is through evasion. Wait, does it? Chat, I need the confirmation. Does spin and cranking actually hit through evasion? Because if that's the case, then it wouldn't have helped. Then it wouldn't have mattered. That's crazy if that's the case. I always thought, because it's a physical hit, right? But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Certain things do hit through evasion, like a shockwave. You can't dodge a shockwave. Because it technically is a ground thing. You can dodge a storm bolt because it's directed at you. But I don't think you can dodge like a shockwave. Yeah, does end up taking him out, unfortunately. Yeah, if he has clones, you can't avoid it. Oh yeah, clones will try to get behind you, to be fair. To be fair. The Mighty Ben gonna be up next, trying to see if he can get himself some go. Pets are attacking who? Wait, what is happening? You're attacking wrong guy. I think he realized it. He started Rick. Maybe he tagged accidentally to wrong guy. Mighty Ben. Is he lost? Does he know that Lemon is behind him? Or is he just like staring at Rick to apologize? I'm not sure. Does he see him? Does see him. Okay, he is aware. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. Lexi Ben is going to be a bit of trouble unless he goes for trinket. Does not burn a trinket. Just as the turtle gives him a bit of defense. But it's going to be... Wait, they're still trinketed? What is your trinket? I think Ben is having some trouble today. I don't really know what he's trinketed. Yeah, no, Ben is definitely struggling a little. Unfortunate. But he's down for the count. Saya as well as a Barrel are the last ones left over for the team 1. Lemon so far has gone through 3, and he actually took out a Paladin fairly quickly. Was it him that took out a Paladin? Yeah, it was him that took out a Paladin. Wait, when did he take out a Paladin? I feel like I looked at the chat and that missed an entire duel all together. That's going to be a stun. Barrel does go for an Explode into an Incap. Does he have Leg Sweep? He doesn't have Sweep. Turtle, that is a Karma. Barrel just has to survive this for a little bit. Wait until the Leg Sweep is available. Lemon got himself a Condi, so you can do a lot of damage with that Condi. Especially now, Barrel does not have a defensive. No Turtle, taking all the damage. Lemon just rolled him, just steamrolled him over. That is a lot of damage. Messiah gonna be last one left over the team 1. He's gotta find a way to chop right through Lemon and through the rest of the team, dude. He's got Brew, he's got Ella, he's got Rick. If he goes from Lemon into Rick, I feel like it's gonna be his hardest matchup. Just because Paladins and Warlocks are a little bit more even compared to like a Pally versus a Demon Hunter. Or Paladin versus a Warrior, because I feel like you just bot yourself and then Warrior can't do anything. Right? As long as you have a decent enough defenses to work with. But with how many times I've seen Saya bully Warriors, yeah. I don't think it's a matchup that a Warrior can win in most cases. Lemon has got to play very, very carefully. He has no Karma, no Defuse. I don't know if he has a Fort Brew, but he essentially needs to make sure he has a defensive for every single Hodge of Saya. He needs to have a defensive for every single one of them. So if you're going to be out in front of Saya, you have to have a defensive. You cannot be out there with dry, no cooldowns. Because that's going to be Wake of Ashes and everything. Saya try to see if you catch some damage. If you can get close enough to get a Hodge, I mean, even look at the range damage he's got going on. It's decent. It is very decent. As Lemon is waiting for CDs to be available. I guess no Fort Brew. Too bad I can't track Fort Brew for one reason or another. Hodge, no Trinket. This is going to be rough for Lemon. That's a lot of damage for him to take. He has to have a response. I don't know if he can like reflect the Dawnlight back at Saya, but that would be extra helpful. You just try to see if you can maybe use survivability just to live with mobility and Vivifies alone. I don't know if it'll be enough though. He needs to find a way to get away from Saya completely. In cap and then try to heal maybe. Does land Alexium, a bit of damage to follow. Karma to reverse it. It is going to be bombed by Celestial Conduit. Burns right through it. Hold on a second. Side does land a Hodge. Lemon with a Trinket. Does he have anything to follow up? He does have a Diffuse. Able to gain some of the magic damage. There's a bubble out of Saya. That is all the immunity. Hold on. Saya just spammed all that immunity at once. Lemon, if you ever had a chance just to win here, this could be your chance. Hold on a second. Oh, this guy's a monster. Holy. The bomb. But Condi able to break through it, so he bubbles it, and he barely lives. How are you alive for that? He straight up had full immunity, running you down, diffuse, keeping him barely healthy. Maybe with a 4-3 overlapping. That was wild. That last one in particular, I honestly thought this is where Saya comes in and sweeps it, right? No, Lemon wanted to go for a clean one.